Hello and welcome to New to the Force from Need to Consume. I'm Duke.
I'm Kia.
And we thought we'd do a bit of a special this week and just focus on a little bit of news and then one major thing that we talked about last week.
What are we going to talk about first?
Well, I played with Star Wars toys a lot as a kid.
Yeah, see, I just didn't.
Because you're a girl.
Oh, bollocks. What a wank. No, let's start off by effing and blinding, shall we? No, I just, it just passed me by. I don't know whether I was just a little bit younger, and so it just wasn't. It's just like I was big into Lego, massively into Connects. I had a lot of, my best friend and I would just, to be honest, we were just terrors, and we'd do things like throw water bombs out of the third floor window. It's much more fun.
Welcome to Kia's biography.
I know.
So, yeah, I played with a lot of Star Wars toys. I had X-Wings, TIE Fighters, Millennium Falcons, and in the mid-90s there was a real resurgence of them being worth quite a bit of money. And I'd already sold my collection to my cousin for a tenner. And just a lot of figures and toys. And I think we worked it out, it's probably worth about £500 to £1,000 in the mid-90s. Going on those prices then. Obviously then Star Wars kind of dipped. But in Wales, they've kind of discovered like a trove, an absolute treasure trove.
Yeah, this was a really interesting story because it's one of those things that you hear about these kinds of stories every now and then.
Do you remember the one about the comics being found in the wall in the States?
Yes,
like Action Comics #1.
Stuff.
Yeah,
ridiculous. Just like, let's find the most expensive comic ever in a wall. But a similar, not quite as fantastic story is it was a closed down
like toy shop.
Toy shop
just
in
been
the
forgotten.
80s.
Oh no, there was stuff there from the 60s until like the 80s and 90s.
Amazing.
That had just been boarded up, and then they had a bit of a lot sale. So they went through everything, and they found boxed Star Wars toys, as in mint. Well, not quite mint because plastic and card, but sealed, like figures and things. Like it's incredible.
So how much do they reckon that it's all worth?
Well, they reckon it could be worth around $500,000. And they had a world record was set for a Millennium Falcon that was boxed that went for £1,600 boxed, which was twice the previous record. They also sold an unboxed one, whether the box had just disintegrated or something, for about $850. A bunch of snow speeders from Hoth or from Empire Strikes Back went for a load of money as well. There was lots of other toys as well. There was the Butio and there was
There were also boxes that were covered in pigeon poo that sold for £200. People are crazy. People will buy shit covered boxes. Like, what?
Do you know why though?
Because they had previously had Star Wars toys in them.
But not just a case of like they had lived in there. It was a case that on the side of the box it was like officially marked up.
What are you going to do with that, people? If you are listening, tell me.
Put it on your shelf and
tell me what you did with a poo covered box. I would love to know.
Yeah, but there was a whole bunch of classic toys that sold, and I think there was. There were some pictures you'll kind of see as we're talking about it as well.
Yeah, you did get very, very sort of like.
Yeah, there were ones that a lot of memories come back from me. I remember going to the toy store and having some money and then getting the next figure and getting it home and just like and just
You're adorable.
Yes. So do you want to talk about like the main topic this week?
Yes. So we're going to be talking about Captain Phasma.
It's a pretty badass name.
It is, and I think, didn't they only know that due to the fact that the trading cards had to be trademarked? The trading cards needed to be trademarked, and so they had to have. They looked into it, and obviously, being the sort of geeks and nerds that we are, somebody found out that was one of the names.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
I heard that today.
See, I'd found there's a really good website. Actually, I can't remember what it's called now.
I don't know if that's true. Tell me if it's not true.
And he seems to be ahead of the game in terms of like he described the trailer before the trailer came out, like pretty much shot for shot, including Vader's skull and things. And he mentioned this Captain Phasma, and everyone was predicting it was going to be Gwendoline Christie from Game of Thrones, who is amazing.
Yeah, see, I haven't watched Game of Thrones, and so it's something that I constantly get recommended. When to create another day in the week for me, and I will watch stuff, but otherwise I have no time. And so, yeah, it was sort of interesting to see everybody sort of blasting up about how awesome this was.
Yeah. So we've had 2 appearances of her. It was the pictures we talked about last week, which was the reason we wanted to kind of go into more detail. But the first appearance we got of her was she was known as Chrome Trooper in the trailer of her just strutting with her cape and her Daft Punk outfit on.
Yes, it is. It's got a lot of detail to it when you look at the photos, and we've got them up now. Like, you can see a ton of detail, and I actually busted up the brightness.
Are you doing an enhance thing right now?
I might do.
Computer, enhance!
But yeah, there's a lot of detail to the outfit, and it just looks amazing.
I love the cape with like the black cape with the red.
Yeah.
She clearly hasn't seen The Incredibles.
No capes. But yeah, I mean, looking at it, it does look just amazing. And I think one of the main things that a lot of people were really sort of happy about was the lack of a boob plate.
Yeah, I think
like,
that's
really?
major. Yeah, I mean, so many characters are given either like perfect orbs or sort of just Madonna style cones, and it's a woman who's a warrior. We better give her tits.
It's like, it looks amazing. I think the sort of outing of who it is underneath it, from what I can sort of gauge online, does give everybody this sort of like, this character's going to be badass because she is so warrior-like in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go with Thrones, like I know what I'm talking about. So
just black it.
Thrones.
Yeah.
There, did it.
She plays like a knight within Game of Thrones and has killed many a fierce competitor, has been sworn to protect certain people that didn't make it. But it's Game of Thrones, nobody makes it.
Okay, I just see a lot of death.
Yeah.
Boobs and death.
I think a lot of people, when she was cast, were like, she's going to be a Jedi or a Sith, because there's so much like sword play. But she's not. She seems to be that she's a commander. Now,
from what I've read online as well, it seems that she is going to be the commander of Finn, is it?
quite possibly, yeah.
That's what a couple of people have said, that is a high possibility.
So she could be the one that's on the mission to try and get him back, because he clearly is either he's a spy that's undercover or he's a turncoat.
Yeah.
We don't quite know. We've seen bits of him, but I love the difference in her helmet as well. It almost has a more Spartan type. The way it sort of comes up and down.
The detailing basically is amazing. The pieces that go over the top does give it almost a slightly mohawk feel to the centre of it. And then all of the extra detailing, which obviously the chrome massively brings out, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say it's one of the sort of outfits that I have really enjoyed seeing. It does look like it is relatively movable.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I think the reason why I'm so excited about this is obviously the original Star Wars trilogy, there was a real lack of women within the films.
Yes.
There is a handful. There's Princess Leia in the first one. You've got Mon Mothma in the third one. I'm kind of struggling to think of any other female characters.
I'm
and especially no bad ones.
Yeah, no, I'm very interested to sort of see how this goes with it being a Disney property. I haven't heard the greatest of things over how Disney are doing things, because it is all about the merch, and we all understand that's very important. But
no
then
Disney.
don't mess it up.
You're a bad Disney. When you fuck up Black Widow, you fuck with us.
Yeah, seriously, where is my Black Widow toys? I went into the Disney store. It's like this much of a section. And who was it? Oh my God, I was going to take a picture and I was about to lose my mind. Someone was in a pack and I was like, oh, Heroes pack. Heroes pack with Ultron in it.
Welcome to Need to Consume's new show, What the Fuck Are You Doing, Disney?
No, but a hero pack with, so I'm happy to see that they are,
So no Black Widow, but Ultron was in the pack.
In the Heroes pack.
Okay, alright. But Phasma looks awesome. I'd be interested to kind of see what she's like Will we see much of her without her helmet on? Because we've seen Adam Driver.
That was
as Kylo Ren without
which
his.
we will talk about at one point as well. That we will be doing a show on that as well. But no, I was really happy to see this. I think the outfit from what we've seen in the trailer looked really sort of very, very, very slick. In the Vanity Fair shoot, it was clear that it's a lot more sort of grimy.
Yeah.
And
that's probably when she,
bit of fighting.
She's got time to buff things up, and
so I was really, really happy to see that. I think that sort of showed that it wasn't just didn't want the character knowing who it sort of was to be just somebody that orders people around. I want to see some badass killing.
I think also I love the fact that the background is they've clearly laid waste to somewhere. There's a bit of fire. She's got a gun by her side. We just conquered this.
Yeah.
And whether she's like the leader of the First Order in terms of she's, I guess, not the leader in terms of she's not like Palpatine, but she's going to be the head of the entire of the stormtroopers, even, because we haven't seen anyone else yet who's had an armor anything like that. We've had some snowtroopers and some stormtroopers.